Hi, it's Kathy again. So this time what we're going to talk about are the different ways that you can consume cannabis. So gaining any medical or any kind of physical benefits of cannabis is largely dependent on how you're going to consume it. It's also going to depend on the potency of it. There's three basic delivery methods. That's inhaling, orally, or topically. So let's explore first of all inhalation in this video. So in this video we're going to talk about how when you take the cannabis flower and somehow inhale it into your lungs. We're going to talk about the different ways you can do that, or people do it. So how it works scientifically is that gases immediately enter the lungs, and then directly it goes right into your bloodstream. So that's why you feel it very quickly. Often people say they feel it like instantly, or within 30 seconds to maybe 5 minutes. So we tell first-time users to be very aware. So when we're talking about inhalation for the purpose of this presentation, I'm actually talking about either smoking it as a smoke or as a vaporizing it. Okay, so the benefits you could say that people certainly find from inhaling are varied. One example that people certainly cite as the reason they do it is because it's convenient, and they also feel that they can get the right dose that way. So because the rapid onset really helps with titration. It lets you know really quickly what works for you or what doesn't. You can use the plant very easily. I'll explain that a little bit more. It's ideal for people who have nausea or who vomit, who may have a disorder that way, have a difficulty swallowing, so it's a quicker way to get it into their system. It lasts a much shorter time than the ways we'll discuss orally. It certainly causes more cardio issues, and it has a higher misuse potential, mostly because it stimulates our reward system so quickly. It's also really not good for your lungs, so your respiratory tract really suffers for that, and it can worsen asthma or COPD or any sort of lung condition. So I'm going to go through some examples of different ways that people can inhale cannabis. So I'll go through this as quickly as I can. So these are glass pipes. They're very common. They're small and portable. You need a little screen, so you put it in this part. If I can show you, you put it there. There's a little screen that goes there, and then you put the plant bits there. You light it up with a lighter, and then you inhale it through here. And so, not a healthy way at all to use cannabis, but certainly a way that people do use it. Another way that people use it are with water bongs. So that's where they'll put a little bit of water in here, and then they put the plant material here, and the mouth goes there, and you take a lighter here to light up the plant material, and the water goes through, so it filters through the water a little bit, so it does help in some ways, but certainly doesn't get all the harmful chemicals that go in there. So you have to be careful with that. And there's still obviously a very strong odor of smoke. The next are papers, and so in Nova Scotia and Canada it seems like a lot of people use tobacco, which is probably the worst thing you could ever do within their joints, but around the world you find different things. People use bamboo, people use rice, but it's still very direct impact on your lungs, and it still has a very strong smell. This might be what you may find walking down the hall at a university. All kinds of creative ways that people do those sort of pipes. So in terms of what I touched on a bit is vaporizing. So in the medical world, if somebody is going to choose to use cannabis via inhalation, we're going to most likely direct them towards using a vaporizer. There's many different kinds out there. The one that is approved medically for the most part is the Volcano, which you can see that one right there. It's quite the big production. So one thing just before I end this session I want to touch on is how and kind of why. I get a lot of my really good images from Leafly, so leafly.com or leafly.ca is worth checking out. They're an amazing resource for cannabis information. But anyway, I got this from them. And so you can see on this that the boiling point of a certain, so when you have cannabis in your vaporizer, so this is for people with vaporizers, it's going to burn just hot enough that you're going to get the medicine off of it. So from it, and you're not going to get the plant bits that are left behind that could be carcinogenic and nasty, toxic stuff. So these are herbal vaporizers. They're sometimes called ovens, and they're meant to just warm up the product, so the plant material. And you can buy them for oil as well, but again, not the oil that you would buy medically. So it gets a bit confusing, so I typically tell people to stick with the flower. Anyway, that is inhalation. Next video, we're going to talk about oral, how you can take it oral.